My dear students, today we will be discussing one of the relevant issues, that is violence or crimes against women in India. We all know that women in India have to face a lot of issues like gender discrimination, harassment, sexual abuse, acid attack, lack of education, dowry related harassment, cyber attacks, and so on. All these types of violence are happening almost every day in various forms. 1 in 3 women have experienced violence in one form or the other. The most pathetic situation is our little girl child is becoming a victim of harassment. How we together can tackle this situation? This is the question. The main problem is lack of awareness about crimes against women. In this video, let us have a brief overview on major crimes against women. Rape. Rape is one of the most heinous brutality committed on women in our society. Rape takes place if a man has sexual intercourse. You have to understand and should share this fact to other women. That is, a rape victim can file an FIR in the police station under section 376 of the IPC Act. Section 376 deals with punishment of rape. 376A deals with punishment for causing death during rape. 376B deals with sexual intercourse by husband upon his wife during separation time. Section 376C, sexual intercourse by person in authority. Section 376D deals with gang rape. Next one is obscenity and pornography. Pornography is the depicting of picture of sexual subject matter for the purpose of sexual arousal. It may be presented through books, magazines, photographs, animations, film, video, websites, etc. The act of pornography has increased due to the increased use of IT. The Information Technology Act 2000, the IPC 1860, the Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act 1986 deals with obscenity and pornography as punishable offences under section 292, 293, 294, 354, 354A, 354B, 354C and 509 of IPC 1860. Again, under section 66E, 67, 67A, 67B of IT Act 2000. Again, section 6 of the Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act 1986. Okay, next one is domestic violence. It is a form of violence committed by someone in the victim's domestic circle. That you have to understand. In the victim's domestic circle. That means it may be partners or relatives, immediate family members, etc. In such a situation, an application can be filed to the magistrate under section 12 of the Domestic Violence Act 2005. Complaint can also be filed under section 498A for cruelty by husband or his relatives for demand of dowry. Another section is there, section 498A. According to the section, whoever subject a woman to cruelty shall be punished with imprisonment for 3 years and fine. Section 304B of IPC 1860, which made dowry death, then it is a punishable offence with a minimum imprisonment of 7 years. Next one, acid attack. It is an act of throwing acid or some corrosive substance onto the body of another for disfigure, torture or to kill. It is a heinous act. Section 326A and Section 326B of IPC 1860 provide punishment for such heinous acts. Next one is sexual harassment at workplace. This have to be discussed in detail. Harassment in workplace is becoming increasingly in all sectors of the economy. But women are unaware about what is sexual harassment at workplace, and many fail to report sexual harassment cases also. Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act 2013 was passed with the objective of providing protection to the women at workplace. This statute superseded the Vishaga Guidelines for Prevention of Sexual Harassment introduced by the Supreme Court of India. Now let us see what all includes under sexual harassment. Sexual abuse itself is not sexual harassment. There are many other things which includes under sexual harassment. Actual or attempted rape or sexual assault. Unwanted sexual teasing, jokes, remarks or questions. Unwanted deliberate touching, leaning over. Whistling at someone, kissing sounds, howling sounds. Touching an employee's clothing, hair or body. Touching or rubbing oneself sexually around another person. All these are sexual harassments. You have to remember that there should be an internal complaint committee at each office having more than 10 employees. If there is not such committee, ask to set up for that. Any aggrieved woman may file a complaint in writing to the internal committee within 3 months from the date of incident. Remember that complaint should be given in writing to the internal committee. The victim can also file a complaint with police under IPC 1860 under section 294, 354, 354A and 509. Again, never misuse this act. But any woman face any unwelcome act at workplace, you have to respond and react. And share this information to other women also. Next one, other harassments. What are other harassments? Harassments such as groping, shadowing, verbal and physical assault. You can also find men using mobile phones to take pictures of girls in bus and bus stop, and this soon vanishes. There are some other categories of men who walk up to unaccompanied women in the bus stand and expose themselves. The main harassment which go unreported is, that is in bus, inappropriate touching or harassment in public transport system. This usually takes place in overcrowded bus. Some practical measures which we can take is, you should tell the man who is disturbing behind you to turn opposite side and stand. Don't allow them to stand facing a girl's back. You can recognize bad touch and good touch, right? If you are sure it is bad touch, please don't beg. You have to react. You have to raise your voice. Loudly ask them, can't you stand a few steps away from me? If again that person is still disturbing you, immediately shout in the bus and ask the bus to stop. And ask bus conductor to move the bus to police station. This will be a warning to all such men who is entering the bus with the motive to disturbing girls. If law is ready to support women, make use of that. We are not against men. We are against only antisocial elements. The other tip is we can use women helpline numbers. The primary reason of going unreported such a type of harassment, that is because fear of being victimized and families' anxiety over women's reputation. Anyway, you have to respond, react. That is the only way for women empowerment. Okay, these are the helpline numbers. Women helpline, domestic abuse, then student child helpline. This is the site address of Kerala Women's Commission.gov.in in case of state of Kerala. Once again, I'm telling that we want equality and not dominance. So, be bold, raise your voice, react at appropriate situations. You have to stand, not you have to. We have to stand collectively. Thank you.